Here they go again, those grumpy old men. I watch from time to time a number of music channels on YouTube, people analysing music. I watch a lot of music reaction videos, but also videos that are about music, about artists, about music past and present. Yesterday I was watching a YouTube video by a well-known music presenter. I won't say who it is because I don't really want to get into a sort of personal issue. I don't want to single out this particular individual for attention, but he's a well-known presenter on YouTube. And he was doing what he so often does, making false comparisons between contemporary music and music from a past era. He was complaining on this occasion about the lyrics in modern songs, how this is where, this time anyway, this is where modern music has gone wrong, that it just doesn't know how to write lyrics anymore. So he grabbed a couple of songs from the current top 50 or whatever and read out their lyrics, and sure enough, they weren't particularly good. One of them wasn't meant to be particularly good, really. It was more of a dance sort of number. Nobody cares about the lyrics. But then to compare that, he drew up a very famous Beatles song, Across the Universe, and he went through the lyrics of that. Now, admittedly, those lyrics are fairly clever, and I think John Lennon thought that they were probably the best lyrics that he wrote. Basically, they're about a kind of LSD trip, really, that he's describing. It's hard to make actual sense of them, but they're very picturesque lyrics, very colourful lyrics, and they're fine. My issue is not with that. My issue is not to say that the lyrics on Across the Universe were not good. Of course they were good. My issue is that it's a really cheap shot to take one of the greatest lyrical songs from an earlier era and compare it with two songs from the present age that are not particularly good lyrically. There were plenty of songs in previous ages, back through the decades, that had terrible, terrible lyrics, and some Beatles songs are amongst those. And there are some songs today that have really, really good lyrics. At the very least, they have lyrics that are not terrible, the way that this particular commentator was trying to make out. Even on the charts today, he could have picked any number of other artists, any number of other songs, and those lyrics, some of them would have been okay, some of them would have been good, some of them would have been very good. So what is the point of arbitrarily choosing two songs, hand-picking two songs with bad lyrics from today, and hand-picking one song with good lyrics from the past? What is the point of doing that? Does this person think they're actually demonstrating something, proving something? I'd have been more impressed if, say, he took Sugar Sugar by the Archies and compared it with, say, a song by Ed Sheeran. Or if he'd taken Octopus's Garden by the Beatles and compared it, say, with something by Olivia Rodrigo. There's no question in my mind as to which of those songs would have had the best lyrics, right? No question at all. It would be easy for me to pick 2 songs, 10 songs, 100 songs from today that have good lyrics and compare them to 100 songs from the past that have terrible lyrics. That's easy to do. So what exactly is the point? He's done this before with things like chord progression, melody, whatever. What he always does is pick a really good song from the past and compare it to a not so good song from the present. It's easy to do it the other way around. Pick a really good song from the present and compare it to a really bad song from the past. So what is his point? I honestly don't know. Except perhaps that he has some fantasy in his mind that in the past music was all good and today it's all bad. Which of course is absolute nonsense. I happen to think that we live in a golden age of music today. There is an enormous variety of music available to us in all styles. It continues to astonish me what makes the charts. Anything from rap music to country music to synth pop to more sophisticated pop. Almost everything is there, not in the charts, but if it's not in the charts, it's available out there. And availability is one of the great things about it, because we can now listen to any music that we choose. It's true that things like Spotify's algorithms do to some extent decide what we will listen to next, if we let them, but we don't have to let them. We can go searching, we can find other things to listen to, and it's all there at our fingertips. Some of it's old music, some of it's new music. Even if you just restrict yourself to new music, modern music, let's say music from the last 20 years, to call that period modern, you will find an enormous variety of great music. And to constantly give the impression that today's music is terrible and yesterday's music was great is harmful. It's a disservice to music today. People are trying more things, and very successfully trying more things. There are musicians today who are better than musicians of the past. There are lyricists today who are better than lyricists of the past. And to maintain this illusion that somehow everything today is just terrible, well, what is it? It's just old man syndrome, isn't it? It's just another grumpy old man knocking today's music, as has gone on for generation after generation, for decade after decade. Once upon a time, those old men were knocking the Beatles. The Beatles were their target in those days. Now, well, it's anybody you choose, isn't it? The point is, it's nothing new, and it's nothing very profound. Just claiming that music was always better in the past is just that old golden age nostalgia crap. It's not true. It never was true whenever anybody was saying it. And it's a disservice to modern music to keep on saying it. Instead of doing that, this particular music commentator could be picking out really good songs from today. He could be picking out artists that are doing some really good and interesting work. But no, he's constantly knocking it. His mind is constantly in the past. He's constantly talking about old music, interviewing people from the past who, did great music in the day compared to what was done today. Just look at today's music a little more objectively. Some people are doing some really good stuff, and some of it's even making the charts. It's not all rubbish that's on the charts. There's some really good stuff making it onto the charts, surprisingly so. And in fact, I'm constantly seeing people surprised when they look at the charts and they think, wow, I didn't think that would be on the charts. No, that's right, you didn't, because you don't actually pay attention and you don't know what's going on in the modern world of music. I see older people, particularly older men, being astonished when they learn that so-and-so actually writes their own songs. And they say things like, that's very unusual, not many singers write their own songs. That is just so utter garbage. Probably more singers today write their songs than ever did in the past. Or people in the past actually did contribute to the songwriting but got no credit whatsoever. The days of people just singing other people's songs are long gone. There are a few who still do it, but almost every noteworthy singer who's made anything of themselves today write their own songs, or at least contribute significantly to their own songs. So the idea that this is somehow unusual is just bunkum. And it's another prejudice against modern music. So anyway, that's my rant for today. I think we live in a great time for music. So much exciting, interesting things are happening. New sounds are coming in. New styles are coming in. Old styles are being revised. Old styles are being resurrected. People are drawing upon a huge well of inspiration, and it's all great, and it's all now accessible to us without me having to listen to what the radio wants me to listen to, without me having to go out and search the record stores, not knowing what the hell I'm looking at anyway. Now it's all there in streaming, available to me right now with a couple of clicks.